G'day Hammerheads, welcome to the backyard, and today we're going to be taking a look at this thing here. So this is a new D-handle hammer drill from Hikoki or Metabo HPT, and as you can tell, she's a bit of a monster. Look at the size of this thing. So I'm not fully sure what this thing is actually supposed to be. It looks pretty cool, and I managed to get this on a good promo, so I was just like, hey, why don't we give it a shot? So is it meant to be a joist drill, like, you know, a whole hog or one of those sort of things? Or is it meant to be like a 36 volt replacement for a corded hammer drill? I find the D-handle shape super interesting. You see that a lot in rotary hammers, and on old-fashioned drills. You don't really see D-handle drills anymore because just the way the torque works, if you're holding it up here and that binds up, that'll rip your arm off like a salty doing a death roll. So unlike your standard pistol-shaped drills, you're holding it down here, away from the line of the drill bit. That means you've got to put a fair bit more, work into just actually pressing it into the material. Whereas one of these, you're pressing in line with the drill bit, a lot more comfy to use, a lot less fatigue. But obviously, if that kind of thing binds up, you have less leverage to fight with. So in the old days, you might have seen these guys and they were obviously pretty dangerous. But Hikoki has managed to revive this style with some additional safety features. So I reckon this is meant to be just like a large sort of high torque drill. You can use it with less fatigue and more safety. But what caught my eye is that they rate it to 20 millimeters like a rotary hammer. So this is also a hammer drill. It'll drill through concrete and stuff, but they rated it like a rotary hammer. So maybe it's also going to be an extra good hammer drill. By impact drill, they mean like a normal hammer drill, like a combi drill. So anyway, I've got some timber, got some concrete. We are going to put her through her paces and see if we can find out what Hikoki's getting at with this thing. So there she is in all her glory. Got a big rafter hook on there. Long side handle, so lots of leverage on that. It's got this cool D-handle shape and it's got a nice Rohm chuck on there. Rohm is a company that just makes clamping devices like drill chucks, really good ones. So hopefully that means she's not going to be coming loose when you're going to town on some material. So it's 36 volts, it's a 20 millimeters in concrete, just like a rotary hammer. So going to be interesting there. And it's got drill and hammer drill modes there. So it's 2 speeds. And that's electronically controlled. There's no selector ring up on the chuck or anything like that. And the reactive force control, it doesn't seem to be a motion sensor because you can drill. It's got some kind of current monitoring inside there, which is going to notice when you're drilling and when it binds up. And first up, we're going to go a, 19 millimeter Forstner bit. Drilling through 3-inch pine, 75 mil. And I'm going to be using my left hand on the trigger in case it does bind up. It'll release the grip. Low speed first. Beautiful. High speed. No problems there. Okay, so that is a 32 millimeter DeWalt spade bit. No problems there. Okay, so it handled that, no worries, as you'd expect for a giant drill. 32 millimeters, no problem. All right, so let's really test this thing out. I've got a 1-inch auger bit, 25 mil, and I'm going to drill right through this tree with it. Speed 1. So this tree actually just fell down a couple of weeks ago, so the wood is still green here. So it feels pretty wet, it's gumming up quite a lot, so I don't know if that would make it harder or easier to drill, but it felt like it was hindering things a little bit. All right, so I don't have a 20mm masonry bit, I've only got 16, but honestly, if you're drilling this big into concrete with a hammer drill, you really should do yourself a favor, get yourself a rotary hammer. Anyway, let's see how this thing goes. So it's marked to 80mm, as I usually do. Okay, so that was horrendous. It's a normal kind of hammer drill. The big advantage is you can press harder right in line with the drill bit. But other than that, it's still just doing the normal like vibrating kind of thing that they normally do. You know, it's got no vibration dampening like a good rotary hammer would have. It's rotating really fast, so rotary hammers also don't rotate as fast. So you've got a lot of just rotational vibration going on as well as the axial sort of bouncing. So it did the job probably better than most other normal hammer drills would do. But you know, the thing with these tools is they just don't have any impact force. They sort of just vibrate based on how hard you're pressing. So it's going to be slowing down a lot when it's hitting the rocks, the aggregate inside this concrete, and going through the rest of it, you know, the sand and cement right through that, but then stopping basically and vibrating really hard when it's hitting the stones. And just to demonstrate the difference between a very good hammer drill and a rotary hammer, this is an SDS rotary hammer. It's got the slots there. And the drill bit actually bounces back and forth inside there. So this is made for concrete, drilling through hard stuff. As you can see, it's a fair bit smaller. It's marked to 80mm. So there you go. If you're drilling a lot of concrete, get yourself a rotary hammer. This will be fine in brick and stuff. Doing concrete with actual hard aggregate in there, you really do want a rotary hammer, an SDS drill. Okay, so let's drill through just a normal brick to see how they go. Easy. And a better brick. All right guys, well there you have it. This guy is a little bit of a monster. Now, not the best for drilling concrete, but hey, no normal hammer drill is. They really just vibrate. If you're drilling through a lot of concrete, you really do want an SDS drill, which is what my channel is mostly about. But she will obviously get through basically anything else you can throw at it. So it drilled through normal timber, green tree wood, about 20 centimeters thick, no real problems there. Besser brick, normal brick, could handle the concrete, but you know, not really the best tool for that kind of job. And in general, look, it's just a really nice, comfortable, big sort of hammer drill. So this guy does look like it's meant to be a replacement for a corded kind of drill. Battery seems good too. It's got plenty of power. It actually feels really safe. I was a little apprehensive about this kind of testing. It's got plenty of torque, plenty of power, and it actually feels really safe, believe it or not. I was a bit apprehensive about the whole D-handle shape, being able to put a bit more torque on your wrist if it does bind up, but I never felt at all that this thing was in danger of getting away from me. I think just the fact that it's a D-handle, you can really get into it, you can really push down on it, is going to give you a lot less fatigue than a pistol grip, because you're not having to do that with your hands so much, you just push. So it does look a little weird, but I think this is a great example of the sort of things that modern technology can really reinvigorate. So, you know, you've got a lot of old, dangerous tools in this kind of shape, but now that they can have decent sensors, decent kickback control, that sort of thing, yeah, it's made it really nice. The only thing I would suggest for Hikoki is, like, it couldn't hurt to have a mechanical gearing in there as well that can change your speed, give you more or less torque if you like. Like, it seems to work just fine. You know, a brushless motor running at lower speed is going to have more torque than one running at higher speed, but maybe you could get an even more versatile tool if you had a mechanical gearing in there as well to reduce the speed a bit too. But other than that, no real complaints. Now, I am a rotary hammer guy. I mostly drill in hard stuff, but if you are running pipes through timber framing, all that kind of stuff, and you've got to drill big holes through timber, this guy's going to be great. There you go, guys. I really do like this thing. It is a modern take of a old kind of flawed design, and I think it's a real winner. So if you're out doing big holes quite often, this is going to be real comfy and really safe for you. If you're on Team Green, or you want to be, go grab one. I reckon she'll do you pretty well. Scratches later.